to the latest edition of Senior Showcase, where we kind of look at an exceptional 2020 grad, and honored today to have Eliza Dzurisin. Well, Eliza, thanks for doing this. Appreciate you hopping on.
Thank you. This is
And
awesome.
if you wouldn't mind just looking back at the last 4 years, introducing yourself to everyone and talking about what you're involved in while you're at PR.
All right, so I'm Eliza Dzurisin, obviously, and over the past 4 years in school, I've done cheer. I've done football season and then basketball/competition season all 4 years. Freshman year, I was on JV for football season and then moved up to varsity for competition season. And then sophomore, junior, and senior year, I was on varsity for both. And through cheer, we did a bunch of like volunteer things. We did the Race for a Cure a few years, and then the Dream Riders a few years as well. And then outside of school, I have been a gymnastics coach since freshman year. And then just recently this August, I started working at Julianne's. So although I don't do a bunch of like clubs and stuff, I definitely keep myself very busy.
Oh, nice. Where are you coaching? Where were you coaching gymnastics at?
In Cary, so at Cary Gymnastics, but they closed down recently.
Sure, sure. And do you enjoy that a lot? Is that something you would like to pursue later on?
Yes, that would definitely be awesome. It's a little side thing. It's so fun with all the kids and stuff, and especially because I'm a cheerleader, I can like easily connect with them and do examples and stuff, which is cool.
So tell me, what made you get into cheer to begin with?
Well, I was a gymnast for a few years, and then in 6th grade, all of my friends were cheerleaders, and I did kind of feel left out, so I balanced gymnastics and cheer for 2 years, and then in 8th grade, I decided just to do cheer. I did junior wolves 6th and 7th grade, and then 8th grade, I actually did an off-season team and with a few people who were Trojans. So then in 8th grade, I did junior Trojans cheer for a while. And then
Have you shared that with people publicly? You know, you're taking your life in your own
I
hands.
know. It was all my friends were like at the time in 8th grade, they're all like, oh my gosh. But now it's just something we laugh about.
Now, so obviously cheer has been a huge part of your life. Why don't you share with everyone how it's going to continue to be going forward?
Yeah, so I actually am going to be cheering in college at St. Ambrose University. I got a pretty good scholarship to go there, which is awesome because at most schools, cheer is just a club and not a sport, so they won't do scholarships. But at St. Ambrose, it's a sport, so they do give them, which is awesome. So I'm so excited for that.
Now, where's St. Ambrose for people that don't know where it is?
Yeah, it's in Davenport, Iowa.
Now, what made you pick St. Ambrose? I mean, what were some other schools that were in the running as you were looking?
So I applied to a bunch of other small schools like North Central and Co College, but like there they do cheers clubs, and that was a major thing, the whole scholarship. And then St. Ambrose I visited, and it was just awesome. Another big thing was that every dorm has private bathrooms, so that was exciting. And that
So
community.
private, meaning you got like a suite where you
Yeah, so it's
get your own
like
bathroom?
yeah, so every dorm there, it's 2 people in a room, and then they're all connected by a bathroom. So it's like 2 bathrooms, 2 people.
Oh, nice. How many students are at St. Ambrose?
Like a little over 3,000.
Okay, so we'll give you kind of a PR feel to it, but
Yeah.
a little bit bigger.
Yes.
Now, obviously, you're not going to just major in cheer. So, where are your academic studies going to take you?
So I'm going to be, as of right now, an exercise science major. And for the track, so far, my mind's more towards occupational therapy and occupational therapy assistant. But again, I'm very open-minded with it all. I'm not like 100% set on that. So we'll just see where it takes me.
Okay, so if you have a vision, pretend that you're like 28 years old, and 10 years from now, what are you going to be looking to be doing? Where you want to live? What's kind of the perfect job for you?
Perfect job, I'm not sure. Honestly, anything that I can be stable with. I definitely still want to live somewhere in the Midwest, like Iowa or Wisconsin or Illinois. I don't want to go too far away from my family. But yeah, I just want to be stable, honestly. I don't want to be like stressed out about finding a job or finding a place to live.
Sure. So you said your family, you want to be close to it. How big's your family? Why don't you introduce your family and
Yeah.
what?
So I have a pretty big family. Living with me right now is my oldest brother because he's home from college. He's 21. He graduated from Cornell College in Cedar Rapids, I think, Iowa, this year. And then my younger older brother, Weston, my oldest one's Hayden. So Weston is 20, and he doesn't go to college. He does like a couple online courses, but he just lives at home. He's thinking about going into the trades at some point. And then there's me in the middle. And then my younger brother is Kellen, and he turns 13 on the 13th this year of May. And then he is in 7th grade at Hannah Beardsley. And then my youngest sister finally is 12, and she's in 5th grade at North Elementary. And then my mom is a Spanish dual language teacher in McHenry at Riverwood Elementary School. And then my mom's boyfriend is, I don't really know what his job is. He does some kind of like sales stuff, but he works in Chicago, so he commutes there every morning.
Got it. Well, great. So obviously it's been a weird transition to kind of wrap up your senior year. Have you learned anything kind of special about yourself that really surprised you during all this?
I think nothing that like surprised me, but I definitely like thrive off of social interactions with my friends and my teachers and all that like personal connections and stuff. So that's been kind of hard trying to like be without that. And then also like having a set schedule every day. I think I've kind of got one down now. It's wake up, do school, go to work basically, but that's been kind of helping me because during the year I definitely had schedule. I usually wouldn't go home after school. I'd go to cheer and then I'd go to work or all that. So that's been kind of weird being able to do whatever I want.
Now you said going to work, so you're still able to go out and go to work. How's that been going?
Yes, so Julianne's is still open. It's like a curbside pickup thing. It's so fun. It's really nice to be able to see people. I actually work with one of my best friends, so that's awesome being able to see her every once in a while.
And who's that?
Lauren Bredesen. She's
You,
also a cheerleader.
you give her a shout out. Okay.
Lauren, she's definitely not watching this, but we work together sometimes, and that's awesome being able to see her. I also work with my brother Weston. He is a manager there. So that's cool being able to see.
So does that mean Weston hired you?
Kind of, yeah. He loves it there, so I was kind of like, oh, maybe I'll apply too. So.
Now, how have you found, has it been busy? How's that gone?
Yes, it's been extremely busy, especially at nights, because it's like a curbside, so they have to park and then text us that they're here, and we have to bring it out. So it gets crazy. There's many orders at night, and trying to organize it all is very difficult. But I think the owners have done an amazing job with like organization and figuring out how to work through it all. So that's been nice.
Now, you had mentioned being very social and connecting with your friends and probably people from the cheer squad and school. What's been kind of your go-to, the best way you guys have all been communicating with each other?
So sometimes we FaceTime, but we usually just text in our group chat and stuff, send pictures on Snapchat. In our girls and guys group chat, we FaceTimed a few times, which is nice. We've done a few birthday parades, which is cool. We all just meet up in our cars and we talk for a bit before going to do that. So those have been super fun.
So who are the people that got to celebrate their birthday that you drove by?
So first we did, hopefully I don't forget anyone, but first we did Blake Brown. And then a few days later we did Nick Matrin. And then we actually did Brett's mom, Sam Nygren, which was so cute. And then we did finally Dylan Kaufman. So we've done 4. I've also done Carly Michelson, and I think that's all.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, so those have been awesome.
Now, your family. So you can't tell me Julianne's, okay? So outside of Julianne's, what's kind of the go-to takeout place for everyone now?
Oh boy. We haven't like consecutively done a single place. We have done a few small businesses. We're trying our best since me and my brother work at one. We're trying to support other ones as well. We did this wings place. I don't remember. It wasn't Buffalo Wild Wings. It was like a smaller one, and that was so good. Yesterday for Cinco de Mayo, we did Las Casalitas in, it's right by Julianne's, of course, and IHOP and all that. But we've mostly been cooking a lot. My mom's boyfriend, Roy, he's such a good cook, so he whips up some good stuff for us at night.
So you haven't taken anything up yet and learned anything?
I personally am not good in the kitchen. I don't know what it is. My mom's like pretty good at it, and then again, Royce is good at it. My siblings are, but me, no. I prefer like microwavable dinners and stuff that I can just, that's pre-made for me.
Now, have you met your roommate yet from St. Ambrose?
So I haven't met her yet, but we do talk a lot. She's from Naperville, and she's gonna be on the soccer team, so we're both gonna be athletes, which is nice.
Okay, so do they have kind of all the athletes together?
I don't think that it's like a main thing there to like keep them all together, but I'm pretty sure because like other people I've been talking to are like all athletes. So I'm pretty sure that people just look for other athletes in their roommates. So it's nice that I know a lot of other ones already.
Now, how'd you find her on, was it a Facebook group or?
Yeah. So I posted my whole introduction Facebook thing, and then she reached out to me, and she's like, hey, like I think we get along really well. So we talked for a little, and yeah.
Now, did you make the decision early on, or did you kind of extend it towards April?
It was pretty early. It was like probably beginning of March. We talked for like a few days, and no one else really. I like talked to a few other people, but everyone was kind of like different from me, I guess you could say. And she was really like upbeat, outgoing. So I was like, okay, like I like her. So we just kind of were like, want to be my roommate? And she was like, yeah.
Well, awesome. So, over your 4 years at Prairie Ridge, you've obviously kind of come across a lot of faculty that you've probably enjoyed, and coaches and administrators. Any ones that have been kind of extra special over that time that have impacted your life?
Oh, yes. Honestly, every single teacher I've ever had, I've had a pretty good bond with. Every teacher at PR is awesome, where you're walking in the hallways and it's just like, hey, like, how are you? So everyone's really nice. I think a few that definitely stand out teacher-wise would probably be Miss Tagey. I think I only had her a few years for Spanish, but she is just an amazing teacher, an awesome person. She's so like passionate about it, and then she also like connects with you. She'll listen to you. She'll like, even now I haven't had her in a few years, but she's just always sat beside me in the hallway. She'll ask how I'm doing, and she's just awesome. An unforgettable teacher, honestly. And then a few people this year, Miss Jan Tesley. I just recently had her this last semester, so like half a semester-ish. And even in that time, like, she has just become one of my favorite teachers. And even during this time, she emails us, she texts us over Remind, and she's like, how you guys doing? Like, send me pictures of what you're doing and all that. And that's been really awesome. It's a fun way to connect. She's just she's a teacher that you can easily relate and connect with, which I think is awesome. And then lastly, probably Mr. Zier. He's such a fun teacher, and I hate math personally. Because I don't do well with it, and he's made it such a fun class. It's like the best, this year is the best grade I've ever gotten in math with him as my teacher, so he's awesome. And then coaches, I've had pretty much the same coach throughout my 4 years of cheer, which is Sharice Weil, Rianne Weil's mom. And we have definitely butt heads a lot over the years. At the end of the day, I'm just like so thankful that she honestly has shaped me as like who I am. She's showed me the ropes for cheer and stuff, and she's just awesome. But again, like I said, we've definitely had our differences, but at the end of the day, I love her. She's awesome. And then this recently, Tammy Monk is another parent coach, and she is just so relatable to us. and she understands us, and she can yell at us at one point to go do something, but then 3 seconds later we'll all be laughing together. So there's a lot of people that have made a big impact on me.
Wow, that's a heck of a list. I don't know if I'm going to fit them all on the Twitter feed. So that's awesome. Now, as you go back to cheerleading and school and everything you've come across, what are some of the kind of big memorable events that you really are going to look back fondly on and go, that was just awesome?
Oh my gosh, a lot. Again, probably every single football game I've ever cheered at. Those games, especially more like junior, senior year when it's more of my friends on the field. That's been awesome, especially after every football game, like running out of the field and hugging them and taking pictures and stuff. Those memories are awesome. I've cheered for every 3 years we went to state. I've cheered for the game, which has been awesome. Those big arenas and stuff were super cool. The super fans are awesome. And then for cheer this year, getting second at sectionals and going to state and then spending the weekend with my best friends was amazing. Like, that's probably one of my favorite memories ever that I'll never forget. Like, all my best friends just in a hotel room, like hanging out. It was awesome.
Take us behind the scenes, what it's like. You were at ISU, right?
Yeah.
All right, tell us about that, kind of how that went, because I've mentioned this before. I think you guys got shafted a little bit, but that's okay. Well, a little PR pride maybe, but you guys did awesome.
So I would agree a little bit. That whole 11th place was very upsetting, but honestly, like, that's so impressive. I think we had only like 4 girls on the team who didn't have the flu that week or weeks prior to that. Which is awesome. We literally competed with like 3 girls who had a fever and stuff. But before that, we all just hung out in the hotel. We went to dinner. We had practice. So it was just like, honestly, just a fun vacation, basically. We got to hang out, and then we competed all for the last time together. Backstage was we were all like, oh my gosh, so nervous, so sad that this would most likely probably be like one of our last times together. So we just kind of took it all in. I think because we had 14 seniors, I think, and maybe 10 or 11 that actually competed. So we took it all in, like our last time together, and like us as seniors, our whole 4 years together, and even more than that in Junior Wolves. So it was just a big like bonding, best friends all hanging out together. So although we did definitely probably get a little shafted, it was just fun being together and having that opportunity.
Well, that's great. Back that, okay, once a wolf, always a wolf, right?
Right.
Now that you're graduating, what's that mean to you?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, probably just that this place that like Prairie Ridge shaped me, grew me. Like, again, I have learned so much. I've grown so much as a person. Probably it's just that it's an unforgettable time, and that it's just so enjoyable that in my years after college, in college, all that, like, I'll never forget being a wolf and my years at PR. So I think it's the teachers, just like the friends, even Dr. Cook, like, have made it so memorable that it'll never be forgotten.
Now, with that being said, how have you kind of handled, I know you made some mention earlier, but how have you just handled studying from, and let's be honest, you're a senior, so we won't share how much you've really been doing schoolwork, but how has
Um,
that all gone, and how have you
yeah.
felt about it, and how have your classmates felt about it?
So I actually been keeping up pretty well with school. My mom's a teacher, so I see all the work she puts into lesson planning and stuff. So I kind of, as much as I don't want to, and I'm like, this won't matter at all. I kind of do just keep up with my schoolwork just because the teachers are working so hard to do it. A lot of my friends are also keeping up pretty well. Some of them are just clocked out, which is fine, but so my schoolwork's been pretty good keeping up with it, but other than that, I think starting in like May, I think I've been a lot more okay with it. I think I have like my schedule down now, and I'm used to it. But on the other half of that, this last week and a half of school, being my last high school time, like, that being online in my house with my family and that with my teachers and my friends in person is really very upsetting, but I'm trying to think of the positives that hopefully we'll have a summer. I'll be able to put on a cap and gown and graduate July 25th, I think it is.
Yeah.
So trying to think of the positives, but
Now, what's kind of that dumb, mundane thing that you go, man, I really kind of miss that. I used to not even think about it, but now I really miss that.
oh my gosh, honestly, just walking the halls, like the littlest things made me so happy walking in the hallway. Like I'd be walking alone and someone would be like, hey, I'd be like, hi. Or my teachers being like, hey, Eliza, how are you? I'm just get so excited. So definitely those little gestures is something that I really just miss, or just sitting in class, honestly. Like during the time I would be like, oh my god, I hate it here, like get me out of this class. But now I'm like, I want to go back to math class and like learn about math, which is never something I thought I would say ever.
So when you think about roaming the halls, oh, sorry, you cut out on me a little bit, so hopefully you're back. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, there we go. When you think about roaming the halls and the fun you've had with people, who's that one person or two people that you would just bust out laughing and they wouldn't even say anything as you're kind of roaming around?
Oh my gosh. Probably any of my guy friends. They just make faces at me. I just laugh for no reason. One of my best friends, Kendall Skamansky, she can just literally be sitting there and she's the funniest person in the world. All my friends are just amazing.
Who are some of the guys that here's your chance to look at them and go, hey, you guys are just the goofiest guys, but I love being around you. Who are they?
I think definitely I would say Kyle Koblinger. He is probably one of my best friends. And he's just, I don't know, he just has that personality where anything is funny. And then Brett Nygren, for sure. Those two just go hand in hand with the personality that anything they do is funny, anything they say is funny. Like,
Now, I'm gonna be talking to Brett next.
mm-hmm.
So is there a little insight you have into Brett that I could kind of drop on him that he's going to be like, whoa, where'd you get that from?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know anything. He's just,
And it's got to be clean. I know Brett's jokes could be off color sometimes, but.
oh yes, Brett has that personality. I don't know. He's such an open book that like everyone knows everything. He jokes about everything. Yeah, just those jokes that he just comes up with somehow. It's so funny. And I love his family. His family's the best too. So he's just an awesome person.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, are there certain teachers that we'd all be surprised to go, you wouldn't know it, but they're really funny?
Oh my gosh. Definitely Mr. Zier. He has that like personality that he can get stuff done, he can get you working, but like if you say something funny, he'll definitely like laugh and joke about it with you, which I would never expect. I went in that class junior year and I was like, oh gosh, another scary math teacher. But like he'll laugh with you, like you can laugh at him and he's like, ha ha, I know. But definitely him. I never would have expected him to be like the Joker and stuff like that.
Well, I'm going to shift gears a little bit because I know I can't picture you cooped up because you were always like, at least when you were cheering, you were always like bouncing off. I kind of compare you to Tigger. You're always just bouncing around and having fun and being silly. What have been the things at home that your family has just started that have become traditions now that you've never done before?
Well, my sister and I try to make it a habit. Well, it's mostly her, but to go on the trampoline every day, just because my mom's like, go do something. So we go on the trampoline a lot and just jump around, which gets us tired like very easily. We've been having family dinners pretty much every night that me and my brother aren't working, which we normally don't do just because everyone's schedules are all so crazy. So that's been nice, like being able to do that as a family. We've been going in the hot tub a lot more together. That was our big splurge this year. So we've been trying to enjoy our time we all have our alone time too, because we'll all definitely start fighting and bickering if we're together too much. So usually in the morning, we'll all just have our alone time for the day.
Got it. Any binge watching or certain books that you've gotten into or anything like that?
Definitely not books. I'm not a big reader, but shows. I haven't really watched anything new just because I can't really like focus on new shows that much. I watch Grey's Anatomy every night before bed. It's like my ninth time watching all the seasons. But I have watched Outer Banks, which is the new popular show on Netflix. So I finished that season in less than a day, which is pretty impressive, but like kind of sad at the same time.
Yeah.
And then on ABC, I started watching the show Red Band Society. It's only one season. It got canceled, unfortunately, but that was really good too.
Okay.
So just like the one season I can watch.
Now, what's one thing that people don't know about you? Maybe only your family or your closest friends know, but what's that one thing that people would be surprised to know about you?
I think probably I've been to about 30 states, I think. My goal in life is to go to all of them. Not even like driving through. We've like stopped and either stayed the night or went to like a national park or something like that. So I think that's something a lot of people don't know, and that's pretty cool in my opinion.
What's been your favorite one?
Oh boy. Probably we went to Virginia 2 or 3 years ago, and that was awesome. We flew there. We stayed in Virginia Beach. We had a house that was like a 2-minute walk to the beach, which was awesome. The weather was great. The food was awesome. So, and we went crab hunting at night, and that's the first place I've ever like actually seen so many crabs on the beach. So that's probably my favorite vacation.
Are they the little guys that are just running
Yeah,
around, or
and
how
they
was?
like sprint around. It's kind of scary, but it was so cool how we like saw so many.
Would you catch them, or will you be, or their pinchers going to get you?
I don't know. We didn't catch them. I was kind of scared to get. I got like super close to them, but I kind of like would back up once they started moving. We just kind of turned our flashlights on and like watched them run around. It was
Now, picture kind of new junior high kids coming into PR next year. Any word of advice or anything you'd want to offer them?
Probably to get along with your teachers. Get close to them because there's been a couple times where my grade was like at that like almost one grade, but this grade where I've been like, hey, anything I can do or like any way I can get that rounded up, and they're like, oh sure, like you've been working, like whatever. So show them that you're working and like you're close with them, and they'll be your best friend. Like that's probably the best thing to do is get along with your teachers.
Well, that's awesome. Well, this has been a real pleasure. I just want to thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. This is awesome. Such a good idea. So fun.
Well, and your energy, and I know it's going to take you well, and I could just picture how good you'll be and kind of working on that occupational health side, because you could just tell that that's something you'd really enjoy to do. So
Thank you.
thanks for being a great representative for the class, and wish you nothing but the best in the future.
Thank you so much.
Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody just clap your hands. Clap your hands, everybody. Everybody just clap your hands.
So that's okay. So your prom date was going to be Kyle Koblinger.
Yes.
So what did Kyle do for his promposal? Are you allowed to say?
Yeah. So I told him one of our friends, Preston Bleasy, has horses. So we were joking one day, and I was like, I want you to like ride in on a horse and propose to me or whatever. And so then he told me like he had this awesome idea, and I was like, okay, like I'm excited. And then this whole thing happened, and I was like, oh, I'm sad. And he's like, no, I'm still gonna do it. And I was like, okay. So he had one of my friends holding a speaker playing Old Town Road, and he got on Nick Matron's back, and Nick Matron had a horse mask on, and he walked in with a sign, and it said like yay or nay. It was so funny. That was probably one of my highlights too.
Oh, that is awesome. So, wow. So he was on Nick's back, and Nick was wearing a horse's head.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Nick like couldn't see anything through the mask, so he like kept walking past me, and Kyle's like, stop. So it was a cool experience. It was so funny.